Hi guys, so this is an update video, not entirely about the cats, but more so the panic in the balance of panic and serotonin. We are teetering in the wrong direction. So let me tell you all about it. So this is a me video, but I don't want it to be about me, I want it to be about you, and if this helps you, and then also just so you guys understand what's going on, to give you an explanation. So hi, anyways, I'm Megan, I'm also wonky, if you did not know, in more ways than one. So I got really overwhelmed during the end of last year, which is normal, we all know that, but normally there's a balance, and the serotonin is evening it out. But the serotonin said, girl, you gotta get your shit together, and you've gotta learn how to do this on your own. I'm avoiding the topic here. Okay, so my health declined, and for those of you who don't know, I have a very long family history of really fun things that aren't very commonly treated. One of which put us, I think, in like a group of 9 who had been genetically tested for, 3 of which being me and my sisters, so that's fun. So the primary overall diagnosis is a connective tissue disease that is known as EDS, and there are lots of different types of EDS, and we've got a load of them. But as you can imagine, that when the connective tissue in your body is not really working well, there's a lot of things that aren't really working well that rely on that a little bit. But I got real frustrated, as one does in the medical industry, and said, what's the best next option? Ignore it. I can't figure out my diseases, but I can figure out the cats, and that gave me all the serotonin that I needed, until serotonin did not balance out the lack of connective tissue. The O's on the SpaghettiOs scale were rising, and it started affecting my heart, making me very dizzy, very sleepy, very lots of fun other things I won't get into. And we said, okay, Megan, you need to learn how to calm down and take time for yourself. That sounds horrible, but it is necessary. But how can it be necessary when your entire livelihood and the rescue that you have built livelihood depends on you being active? That sounds pretty necessary to me, because you see, social media gave me the opportunity to quit my job when my health first started declining and put all of my focus on this, which has been beautiful, but I was left needing to find that balance. So in stepping away to allow my body the time that it desperately needed to rest, you guys and Mary just did the most unbelievable things for me to keep me going, and I can't even get into it because it's so overwhelmingly like emotional and crazy that you guys did that for me. But in taking that time to step back, we ran into another problem. So something you guys probably don't know about me is that I struggled with agoraphobia to like a very extreme degree in my teens. So much so that I was pulled from school and put into an independent study program. And that is how I graduated high school early. And many people assumed that I loved school, and I do love learning. However, the reason I graduated early was solely because of how bad my OCD was at the time. It was all I could think about until it was finished. And so I worked day and night and day and night and day and night until it was done. And then I was left with facing the reality of my mental health. And let me tell you, I worked so very hard to overcome agoraphobia. But the thing is, you don't ever overcome it, even if you want to think that you did, because when I stepped back recently, it finally dawned on me that things have backfired. By taking the step back for my physical health, my mental health kind of like creeped in the little door there and said, oh, hello, agoraphobia, do you remember me? How could I forget? And I said, oh no, it's time to start fighting again. Woohoo. So to start that, I said, okay, Megan, we're gonna go get our hair done, and that way we feel more like ourselves again. And then I accidentally cut it all off, so that also backfired. But both myself and the animals have medical bills that need to be paid, so hello world. But I wanted to touch on what is so interesting about this round of agoraphobia. My world has become very much virtual, and so the agoraphobia is not only affecting me like it did last time physically, but I am scared of my phone. Thankfully, I created a life where I'm not responsible for responding to hundreds of texts and emails daily and creating videos and fundraisers and talking to millions of people on the internet. Joke's on me, because I am. But that's okay. That just means that this is a new challenge that my brain has to face, and I have to find ways to cope with it so that everything that we have built all around us can still function. And I am not willing to lose that. But that's also what got me through it last time, is finding something that was bigger than myself that I need to step up for. So, if you haven't heard from me via email, text, etc. in months, that's why, and I promise I still love you. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I will overcome it. But I felt it was important to share this a little more in depth with you guys, because I know that I am not the only one dealing with all of this, and sometimes it just is helpful to get that little reminder and also see what all is possible despite it. And also, it felt like you guys deserved an explanation, so that's the explanation, not excuse, because I can do this. But listen, I am just a chronically and mentally ill little green-haired girl, and I don't know how I got here. I'm just here now, so hello. There's no real way to navigate this besides through panic and serotonin. And also, I'm finding a therapist that specializes in OCD.